Hello guys, so today I'll show you how to set up a Forge for 1.8.9 so you can create your own mods with a more up-to-date tutorial, as the last Forge mod tutorials where you're actually setting everything up are from quite a few years ago. Actually, I think maybe 5 or 6 years. So quite a few things have changed. So the first step is all of them require JDK8, but when we try to download it for our version of Windows, it's behind a login screen. So we don't really want to sign up, or it might not be interesting or something we want to do. So the alternative to that is we can just Google JDK8 downloads for GitHub. I opened up the second link and we get to like a post like here, and then you can just download the JDK Windows for x86, and in this thread there is a lot of other options for other versions, for example for Linux or macOS. So we'd go down here and we just click here, and without needing to log in, we can just download the JDK version we need. So the other step we need is we need to get our IDE so we can code in it. A lot of the tutorials are from like 5 or 6 years ago, so they're using way older versions, and those worked fine at the time. But now in 2023, a lot of the newer versions don't support Gradle 2.7, which is used by Forge to decompile the code. So the latest version that I found that supports Gradle 2.7 is 2021.1, and it's in this tab here. But here you want to go 2021.1, and then we're going to do the Windows exe. It's a lot easier to use. From what I found, it's a lot easier to use the older version of Intellij that supports it natively than trying to find some workarounds and trying to upgrade the Gradle version, as there's a lot of problems and it might not work that well. So lastly, we need the Forge MDK. So you can just search on Google Forge MDK 8.9, click the Forge link here, and then download the MDK from here. The latest is the same as the recommended, so it doesn't really matter. You're going to get to this website. Hopefully by now this is all just that. You don't need to click here. We're just waiting for this skip ad button up here. You can skip that and it should download a .zip. So we can close everything off. I've already got Intellij installed, so I won't go over it, but all you would do is just run the installer, follow the steps. You can set it up to have the icon on your desktop, and that's about it, and you can, once it's done. So, and it's the same process for JDK, just this one and the Intellij one also require administrator perms. So you would run it, you'd set it up, and whatever. Just the important bit about that is we have to add this JDK version to our environment variables. So you want to remember where we install it. I already have JDK installed, so I know it's located in my C drive, program files, Java, and JDK 1.8. So I want to keep this path in mind, because when I go to environment variables, I want to make sure I run this as an admin. You can open it. Yeah, it's going to ask for perms. Put my password. And it should load up. We should have this little menu here. We can go to there's computer names, advanced system, properties, whatever. We want to find where the environment variables. So that's buttons right here. Completely missed it. Here, and you can see we have Java home here. So what you could do is you could do new, and you'll put Java all caps. You can put on caps lock, Java home. Oops, spelled that. And you would copy this path you have here. Control C, Control V, you'd press OK, you'd press OK, whatever, and you'd get it all set up. All right. So now that we would have Java installed, we want to extract our Forge mod. So we can call it into a folder. So we can put this into Forge mod here. Open this up. I'm using WinRAR, but there's other options you can use. We can just drag and drop. We can close that as we don't need, and we can delete that. All right, so we should just have this Forge mod. Next, we can open up Intellij. So you should be on like a screen like this. We're just going to do open. We're going to find our Forge mod. It's here. We're going to click on build.gradle, and we're going to press OK. and open as project. It might ask us if we trust it or not. You can press yes, and it's going to prepare a workspace. So it's going to do its thing. What you might want to do is you might want to go to File, Project Structure, and here it says there's no SDK defined. We're going to go down here. We're going to click on .8. Right? Press Apply. Right? And we can press OK. If you don't see your JDK option pop up or your SDK, you can simply go to SDKs here, press the plus sign, add new SDK, and copy the JDK path. And just in case, we can go to, I believe, settings. We can go to build tools, Gradle, and we can make sure that it's using the right version for the Gradle JVM. So it is Java 1.8, hit apply, OK. Awesome. So build this successfully from the looks of it. The next step is we gotta just decompile the source code. So you can press this Gradle elephant on the right here, go to Forge Gradle on the right, and set up decomp workspace. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click on it, modify the run configuration, because the default JVM arguments or options, they limit how much RAM it's allocated, so you'll run out of memory when running the decompiler. So first we're going to write xmax 4G and then another dash x s 4G. We'll click apply and OK. Now we can right click and we can run. And over here we should see it pop up. And it'll run the decompiler, it'll download the needed stuff, and it should do its thing all on its own. This might take a while, it might take 15 to 20 minutes depending on the speed of your computer and other specs, but it should hopefully decompile without any problems. So I'll cut back to once it's finished doing its thing. Alright, so it's been about 10-15 minutes and the decompiler has successfully built everything. So the next step is we're going to go over here back on the Gradle menu. We're just going to press the reload all Gradle projects. So down here it's just going to rebuild everything, do its thing. Oh, we can see that it's all done. All right. So we're going to do the gen Intellij runs. We're going to double click it, and like I said, run. We can see here. So it built this stuff successfully. So we can see that on the top right. There's Minecraft's client and Minecraft server. We're going to edit the configurations because the problem here is we want to select our module. And we're going to do main, and we're going to press apply. We're going to do the same thing here. And bam, apply. We can go here, and then we want to select our Java version. So we're going to do 1.8 and press apply. Go here, 1.8, apply. Bam. Okay. So once we have that all done, our configuration should look something like this. Right, and like that. Okay. We can now, I guess, build the project. Right, and we can press run. And over here, it'll run the game. Right now, it's just using player 845 because it's using MCP, so it's just handling it offline like that. So you can actually test it out. You can just direct connect to Hypixel, for example. All right, so if we see that, it will probably not let us yet in the session. Maybe it'll let us. Yeah, no. That's all right. That's how you set up Forge 1.8.9 in 2023 without any problems. As well, before I forget, if you do want to start up the mod again, all you would do is you would right click on your desktop icon here. This is in case like you come back the next day, you might or something might not be starting correctly. It should give you like a basic idea of how to get the workflow going. So when you start it up again, you should end up on like a screen like this. Everything should be here, all the code. Usually, I believe the mod creating will be all done in the SRC here, because you have the example mod here, for example, so you can just double click and you can see whatever. We can see that the module JDK is not defined, so we can press setup SDK. We can just press 1.8, and that should fix that problem. And as well, we don't really need this Gradle sidebar, so we can press on that to minimize it. And when you do run, make sure that you have Minecraft client up here, otherwise it won't work. You don't want to run the server, make sure it's Minecraft client and press run. So right now it's just indexing JDK 1.8, so it might take a bit of time. It's nothing unusual, it's a pretty big file, but it should hopefully run without any problems. Alright, all the problems cleared out, so nothing to worry about. Alright, so now the game is loaded in. You can either play into single player, create a new test world, maybe multiplayer if you figure out a way to get the connection to Microsoft servers. But hopefully you found the tutorial useful. If you did, would appreciate or sharing with other people, as this is a pretty niche thing and there's not many resources on this that are pretty recent, so should hopefully help out. And if you do want to see more, I guess, very occasionally posted content, then you could consider subscribing, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching and hopefully it helped you out.